Hello and welcome back to our adventure. In this episode we sail up to Carrera Marina in Oben to say goodbye to our friend Nina. Join us for a quiet night in Pool d'Oron, only to figure out that we have to hurry up before a depression will hit us. Our deadline to go back through the Crinan Canal is closing in, so we decide to run to take the slot and sail through the Crinan Canal to Tarbert.
So Nina, verlässt uns?
Leider,
Nach
leider.
11 Tagen oder so.
Yeah.
So did you have a nice time?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was lovely. The weather was great, the crew was lovely, and we saw a lot. So it was great.
Good afternoon. We have just left Oben, Carrera Marina, and we're on the way to a lovely little anchorage where we're going to stay for probably two or 3 days. The weather is okay. It did a little of drizzle this morning, but then now it sort of clears up and we hope it remains dry. It's going to be a short way, only about 6.5 nautical miles to that anchorage, so it's not going to be a long one. We've been in Carrera Marina for the last week. We simply need a break after all that beautiful nature that we've seen on the Isle of Skye and on the Isle of Mull. We were just overwhelmed and we needed a break, so we stayed there for a week. We also bumped into Asha and Mark. They're on the sailing channel, the YouTube channel Adventure Now, and we had a brilliant evening with them.
When I call her up to say I'm in town, I get a notion that we both walk the same ground. Been traveling all over, searching far and away for a sign to lead me straight.
Pool d'Oron, I give my best to pronounce it right, means Pool of the Otter. Unfortunately we don't see any otters, but quite a few herons, so there must be some fish around. The challenge is set. Who catches the first one? In the end we both leave, and no one caught something, at least not me. Good evening. It's getting dark. It was a nice day today. Bit of rain in the morning and then it cleared up in the afternoon. There's a slight breeze going from the west now, and we have just set up our emergency anchor light. We recently became aware that our top light wasn't working, so luckily we have an all-round white navigation light that we can pull up in the fore triangle, and that will do. It's getting busy here. We're already 8 boats in here, and there's 2 more coming, so it's going to be 10 boats. Good morning. We are still in the anchorage. It's a beautiful morning. It's 8:15 in the morning, and we've just been checking the weather forecast for the next few days, and it looks actually quite difficult, to say the least. We're here on Tuesday morning. The weather looks still quite okay. Moving through the week, we see a few, that's okay, that's all fine. But here now, from Sunday to Monday, it starts looking quite difficult. And if we're actually looking here at the big picture, this is one mother of a storm coming in from Greenland, Iceland towards the north of Britain, as it looks at the moment. Our initial plan was to stay here in this anchorage, which is really lovely, and to sail up to Oban towards the end of the week, and to pick up some friends that then would help us sail Polaris all the way down through the Sound of Lyng, down here to the Crinan Canal, and then on Monday go through the Crinan Canal and use the part of next week to leisurely sail down here and up to Largs. That was the plan. Now, because of this here, plan now is that we leave the anchorage today, we sail down the whole way down to Crinan. We hope that we can check into the canal late this afternoon, make the canal tomorrow and maybe part of Thursday, and then sail to Largs over here and pick up our friends on Saturday morning. Polaris Helvetica, and we're booked in to go into the Crinan Canal on Monday the 26th. Now, there is quite some bad weather during these days, and also that's the last day that you're accepting boats going in. So I wonder whether you could book us in for today, late today, to get in, if that's possible. Fabulous. Okay, so we'll probably be there shortly before 4 o'clock or so. I hope that will still be okay then, yeah? Super. Okay, thank you very much. Bye, bye, bye. Success. So we have a booking for today. We can enter the sea lock at Crinan this afternoon, and so far our plans should be okay then.
Wir verlassen diesen Anchorage. Ich blende den Namen ein, zu kompliziert zu auszusprechen, und fahren nun Richtung Crinan-Kanal und haben dort einen Slot bekommen, werden heute noch einchecken.
We left our anchorage. We're on the way now to Crinan. There's a bit of wind from the south, about 10 knots, and right on the nose, so it's got to be a lot of motoring today, I think. And it was all motoring. Entering the Crinan Canal feels very familiar, and we are much less anxious than our first time. If you haven't seen our video about the Crinan Canal yet, we'll put the link in the credits and in the description down below. But our approaching the Crinan Canal is also pointing out that our season is slowly coming to an end. It is now the end of September, and the weather windows are getting shorter and the winds stronger. We sail ahead with mixed feelings. On one hand, we are very thankful to have a safe berth in Largs over the winter. On the other hand, we did appreciate the freedom to take our home wherever the weather allowed us to go during the summer. But hey, I had to cheer Catherine up a bit. It's only 6 months, and we will back to our next adventure north. Good morning. It's a damp, grey day today. We hope it's going to clear up. It should in the afternoon. We are at the Crinan Canal, and we're waiting for someone to come to open the bridge for us, and then we hope we can lock out into the sea and sail or motor. There's not a lot of wind actually. Probably motor down to Tarbert, which is about 10 nautical miles, so we should be there noonish, and that will be our place to be for the next couple of days, waiting for the storm. I'm just checking the weather forecast and the wind for the next coming days, so there's not too much actually for Friday, Saturday. Then on Sunday this blow will come in, but it looks as if we're quite well protected actually. I think it might be that we won't feel a lot, but if you look at the gusts forecast, might be another thing. So there might be gusting of gusts of 30-35 knots or so in the area, and that's not where we want to be out. So Tuesday is still a lot, and then Wednesday is better. So it's probably we're going to be in until Wednesday. Last look, the 90 degrees turn. We're locking out, that's the last lock, the sea lock, to go out back down into salt water where Polaris belongs, and there's no wind at all, so it's got to be 1.5 hours of motoring to Tarbert. Thank you for accompanying us to Tarbet. If you like this episode, please give us a thumbs up, write a comment and hit the subscribe button. And yes, the bell as well, please. Join us next time when we nearly lose our friend Richard in a maze of fern.
Bye, Richard.
Bye-bye. I'll meet you up there. Last time we saw you. And we sail to Campbelltown in gusts reaching more than 40 knots.
Real Scottish weather.